welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thank you for joining me. Tonight is episode 3 in April's series on pursuing your dreams. The Logo Gnome is sponsoring my show and is offering a 20% discount on all design services to help you make your dreams a reality. All you have to do is mention Ask Rebecca. Design services include logos, business cards, flyers, brochures, websites, apps, hosting, videos, and printing. You can check out their website at thelogognome.com, or you can email them at connect@thelogognome.com. Tonight, Logo Gnome will also be giving away one free logo design valued at $200. I'll select a random winner from the Facebook comments section on the live streaming video of this show, which you can watch from my Facebook page or A1R's Facebook page. I also have a few email submissions just in case no one needs a logo design that's watching tonight. So I have a backup plan just in case. This month, I've talked about why people aren't pursuing their dreams and the fears that hold us back. Because I wanted to give real-life examples of how others pursue their passions, last week and tonight, I invited guests that have started their own businesses by pursuing their own passions, the things that they're passionate about in their lives. Next week, I will close out the month on pursuing your dreams, and I'll be taking callers again for free psychic readings. Tonight, I won't be taking any callers. I'll be spending time with Daniel. So tonight, I'd like to introduce you to Daniel Vann, who created Daredevil Cosmetics. I've collaborated with Daniel in the past. He was gracious enough to provide a makeup tutorial and do a makeover for one of my clients. And I'm all about community and uplifting others, and I know Daniel has the same spirit. He'll share his story and has some special offers too for all things cosmetic. Daniel, thank you so much for coming onto the show to share your story. Thank you for coming on it, helping me out again. I love it. I love working with you. I think you're fantastic.
Thank you. I think you're fantastic. Thank you for having me. We are kind of in the same line of work of helping people. I started doing makeup because of the results of actually helping people. I think that colors and makeup can help you feel better maybe when you're not feeling your best, or it can just be a great pick-me-up. And so I do consider a lot of makeup artistry to be energy work because you are interacting with somebody's very intimate space.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And like with my past client, for me, it's always a good thing because once you do the inner work, right, you do the soul searching, you figure out yourself, you figure out what you want, you fall more in love with yourself. And to get that boost of confidence, well, you want the outside to reflect the inside. And, makeup is a great way to do that. And like I said, I'm just grateful that you helped me out with that. And if anybody wants to see the makeover video, it's on my YouTube page. It was a fun video shoot, a little stressful, but overall it was a good time. So Daniel, before we get into details about Daredevil, did you always know you wanted to be your own business owner? Like how did all of this transpire? Because I want you to share your story to help hopefully inspire some people that have been toying with the idea. Most people think they're talentless. There's people out there that could be amazing bloggers or travel or, whatever it is. So how did all of this come about with yourself? Like, share.
I think that you will believe what you have to at that moment or time to do what you need to. And what I mean by that is that you may have jobs or be doing things that you don't see the bigger picture. I don't know that I can say it was always within me to do what I'm exactly doing now, but I do see it in retrospect. I see how every piece came together, whether it was working with finances or color or people. It came together to be what it is now. I don't think that it's an easy path, and I think that you have to know your limitations. I think it's a calling to be an entrepreneur or to have a small business, especially in today's society and with the internet and social media. You have to be so much more than just a hairstylist or a bookkeeper. you have to be able to showcase your skills as well. So the dream has evolved, and the needs, the things that you have to become to meet that dream have evolved too.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the cool thing now too, though, is because of social media and like YouTube and all these other places, there's so many innovative ideas that have come about out there that, all of a sudden you have YouTube stars that are just super popular and they're making tons of money off of just being themselves. And, that's always what I promote is be yourself, love yourself. And
It's so funny. So funny that you would say that, because I think that's one of the hardest things that you can ever do in life is to be yourself and love yourself. I think that you get a lot of mixed signals of support and disapproval and judgment, and the internet amplifies all of that, the good and the bad. And I think being yourself is a lifelong quest.
I absolutely agree. So let me ask you this. Were you always into makeup, and like being a man, how did that affect your pursuit? Like, did people judge you and criticize you? Because that's the other thing that people worry about. I know that's something that I deal with on my own is, doing what I do, people think I'm weird or they judge you, or, how did you experience that when you decided to do makeup?
I was first attracted to makeup artistry. I started with Origins, and I was attracted to them because of the herbalism and the natural aspect of the ingredients, and I had studied that before. Most of my background having to do with makeup has to do with studying things like Reiki or energy work or herbalism. Those are the things that really have played a big part of my makeup artistry. The service and the other things that you learn from working at a restaurant or another line is crucial, but the other things are really what layered in and made me who I am. I think that makeup artistry is changing, and I think that people want more. The internet is giving them more options, and so what I would have envisioned it being in the beginning is very different from now. I think that you have to know yourself and know what your limitations are, and get help where you with what you're not good at. And the sooner that you do that, the smoother your transition will be. As far as being a gentleman and working in makeup, it actually worked for me. Believe it or not, I don't know that I received too much judgment, except for the cliche of the gay makeup artist.
Right.
Ironically, I stopped. I don't think I had thought it through. I started being a gay makeup artist because I didn't want to be a gay waiter anymore. I was tired of that cliche. I literally thought that, and so here I am. But as a man, everybody's going to have their guard up to certain people. Some women are not going to want a man to get that close to them, sexual orientation aside, and some women are going to have a harder time getting help from another woman. But as far as the path of starting makeup, I started with Origins, and then I was with Lancome and Bobbi Brown and MAC. And all along the way, there were great teachers. There were teachers that told me or showed me what to be or to not be. And I think you have to pay attention to those too. There's people that are going to show you what to not be. But really, self-awareness and being aware of these lessons as they're being presented to you is probably my biggest takeaway, is to really note the lesson that is coming with each phase. It took me 12 years of doing makeup before I started my own company. And I probably couldn't do it. I don't know that I could do it again, but that's the school of life that I was in at the time and what I needed to get here.
Well, yeah, I mean, most people have, they want instant gratification. That's the world that we live in now. And, and they look at it as, if I'm not making something happen immediately, then I'm a failure or it didn't work out. Whereas in, hindsight, even for myself, all of it, nothing that you ever do is in vain. Everything is a skill building exercise. Like, you're learning as you go. And,
Even if you don't know.
sometimes it takes some time, right? Like it just doesn't happen overnight, but eventually you're in a space where you are able to be successful. Um, Daniel, I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. We can hear you, but I think the feed isn't quite working, just to give you a heads up.
Oh.
But we hear you, so that's the most important part. And the producer, Dave, is amazing, so he has got it all sorted out, so you don't need to do a thing.
Okay.
So let me ask you, can you share a little bit about Daredevil?
Sure.
Because I love all of the products and I've used them myself, and I've witnessed you doing makeup, and I would really love any listeners that are interested in purchasing anything from you to be able to reach out. So if you don't mind sharing, and I know you have a lot of exciting things in the works as well.
The first thing I would mention is the name Daredevil. Just to get in my brain or my mind, everything I do tends to be for 2 to 6 reasons. That's the way I think. And with makeup artistry as well. It's reflected in our tools. It's reflected in our products. They are items that work very well, are very quick, and usually skip over a couple steps. So Daredevil originally started as a possible line for men, as a male makeup line, but it really evolved to become where I would break away from the cosmetic companies in the mall that I worked for, and that I would do my own thing. And so we just continue to kind of be our own tribe for now, and gathering other new clients and tribe members along the way. And the products also reflect that. They're the same thinking. So the foundation, I work with somebody named Jennifer Bradley, and she's a celebrity makeup artist and a really good friend of mine. And she has helped me a lot with my business. She's been one of my big helpers. And we retail her products, and her foundation is ingenious. It is concealer, foundation, primer, shadow base, lip base. So it really helps a woman or man to get on with their day after doing makeup without doing something that involves 5 or 6 things. And the other products are like that as well. We do have some new things coming out, some new color and some new a new cosmetic item I can't really get into right now, but I would implore you to go to our website, daredevilcosmetics.com, and at the bottom to enter your email and subscribe to our mailing list so that you can see what's about to launch. But even the items that I create that are skincare, I want the person to walk away with a better sense of well-being, for it not only to prep their skin for makeup, but that they actually look and feel better, because the two go together.
Oh, absolutely. And I know I've used some of those products as well. One of my favorites was the Time Freeze with the anti-aging aspects, and that stuff is miraculous, to say the least. And, I know how important too, having the sometimes when you wear product underneath makeup, it can smear, or it gets, chunky or flaky. And that's what I really like about Daredevil is all of your products, they just work together. They're very cohesive. And I would even use the word intuitive. I feel like you're very intuitive in nature when it comes to actually doing makeup for people. You always seem to have a great connection with them. And speaking of doing makeup, do you guys offer like an online tutorial? Even for myself, like I'm not a big makeup person. And mainly because just never really learned how to put it on properly. I always thought it was awkward for me. So I do a little bit of eyeliner, but other than that, I don't. So I know for me, tutorials are super helpful, and I know you make it extremely easy for people. Is there a way for listeners to find out more about that?
Yes. So I really value intimacy with my clients, and we probably could produce more videos, but what I would offer you is on our website that you can schedule, it's called a Skype class, and you can schedule it It is with me, and I offer them on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And anybody that wants to either purchase product or purchase a Makeup 101 is the item that you would purchase to attend the Skype class. But if you use the coupon code ASK for AskRebecca, just use ASK, all caps, as a coupon code. Everything on the website will be 20% off today and tomorrow. So if you wanted to try a new item like Time Freeze, or you wanted to try our bronzer or get a discount on our already discounted classes, actually, they're already deeply discounted, but you'll be able to get a little extra off. You could use that coupon code ASK, and then you would go into our book service page and you would book a Skype class. And during that time, I will be able to get to see you and interact with you and give you that intimate lesson that you deserve. And then we could go over any products that you like, or you can show me what you use. And I really value that time with clients. It's probably my favorite time in doing makeup is having one-on-one time, because things come out and people learn and the light bulb goes off. So it's very exciting.
That is exciting. I think it's a really great idea to do it through Skype and have that one-on-one consultation. And I'm assuming they would just use their own makeup and you would talk them through it, or do you give like live examples, or how does that exactly work?
We both have makeup.
Ooh.
So I'll have my makeup items in front of me, and then you'll have yours in front of you. And then and some people like to do it after a product purchase, and I always would like to do a follow-up with you. So, we're not chintzy with our time. If a client needs help after purchasing something and wants to Skype with me just for 10 minutes or just a text conversation or email or phone, we always try to be available. We value what's called beauty concierge, which means that we're more available to you. One of the opportunities that I saw for your mall makeup companies was that you didn't always get the same person. So that's, there is a value to different people helping you, and they should be saying the same thing, but they unfortunately don't say the same thing. So going back to the same practitioner, if we're going to, have a correlation with energy work, is important. So that person knows what they taught you and where they left off, and they can go over the same things with you again. Makeup at its basic nature, as far as doing a daily look, is pretty much the same. Everything that you do that's more extravagant is built off of that. So once people understand how to do the natural look for themselves, they're able to unlock those more theatrical looks that they see. And I really love that. I love makeup, but I love teaching.
And you're really good at it. You definitely are. So if any listener that's interested, please book an appointment. You won't regret it. Daniel's awesome. He does a fantastic job. And like I said, you've got your own intuition going on, and you really know how to use that. And, what I love too is you really empower people, and not only do you help them look beautiful on the outside, but you also help them feel beautiful on the inside. And that's priceless. And I think it's a great idea. Before we jump off here, before we do the free giveaway on the logo design, what advice could you give to someone that is interested in pursuing their dreams? I know we talked about it a little bit, but, what do you think?
I think that there's a value. I think for as much information as out in the world, I think there's a value to kind of ignoring it. If you keep being tuned into everything around you and the environment's opinion of what you're doing, you actually can change the nature of what you're doing. So there are many cases where I actually tune out competition because I don't want to interfere with my creative process. I don't want you to think that means that you shouldn't know what's going on in your industry. But I think tuning into your own intuitions and listening to your own heart, and I know that sounds very esoteric and kind of vague, but you really need to listen to yourself and focus on what your thoughts are. If you want to invent something, or if you see an opportunity in anything for social media or solution for something physical, like a chair, and that's something that you want to invent, or you see that need, you're seeing something before it's needed, which is, you're a dreamer, which is amazing. And I see a lot of those people I teach at schools sometimes, at vocational schools, and I see a lot of potential makeup artists who could be really good at what they do, for example, tuned into what other people are doing too much, or tuned into what they're thinking of what they're doing, and not believing in themselves and focusing on the minimal things, when really they should be putting that energy back into themselves. One of my best mentors told me once that she coined the phrase, and her name is Anne, I'll give her, I'll tell you who she is, but she said she coined the phrase to be quietly successful. And I think there's a great value to that. I think focus on your work and don't focus on the people that are not going to, propel you forward. It's a waste of your energy. That would be, yeah.
No, I absolutely agree with you 100%. And you just basically validated, how I do my own business. We can fall into the habit of comparing ourselves to others. Obviously, I'm aware of what's going on within my industry, but I won't seek out, because I know I will compare myself. And the same thing, like, I'll listen to constructive criticism, and, I'll listen to people give their opinion and their advice. But ultimately, I feel like to stay true to myself, I need to follow my own intuition, because maybe in the moment it doesn't seem like it may be the right thing, or the puzzle piece doesn't quite fit for other people, but in the future it will. So I think that is really fantastic advice to give to people. It's very valuable. So thank you very much for sharing that.
And I would never you never know the value of any relationship that it could blossom into in the future. And treat everybody with respect, and try to leave everything better than you find it. I have, at the same time, I would tell you what I just told you about not looking at competition. But at the same time, I'm always very supportive to people in my industry. I look at their work, I compliment it when it's good. I'm genuinely happy for their success. And I think the other makeup artists that I know that share that mindset feel the same way, hopefully about me. And I think that's important too, that jealousy or any of those things doesn't creep into your heart and doesn't allow you to not be happy for other people that are on the same path as you. And it's not always that they're a makeup artist. It could be they're an entrepreneur, or,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And I do the same within my business. We only have a minute left, and I want to give out the free logo. So Daniel, thank you again for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. For those listeners that are watching live on the Facebook stream, if you have your own business, or you want to start your own business, or you have a blog, whatever, and you need a logo design, if you type in the comments section the word logo, I'll pick a random winner. And if no one's interested, I have a couple of backup for email. So if we want to go ahead and do that. And while I wait a second, I'm going to send out a moment of Zen to share the energy with you, so that we can open up our guides to help us connect with our innermost dreams. Take a deep breath. All right. Well, it doesn't look like we have anybody that is interested in wanting the logo, so I do have some email submissions. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I look forward to connecting with all of you next week. I'll be taking a caller again. I hope you have a fantastic week. Good night.